and welcome back to Knit Until I Die. Today is going to be a little bit of a chatty one, and then I'm going to try and put my stitches back on my needles. I have my Never sweater right now on, some people call them barber cords, other people call them stitch binders or try-on cords. You can buy the entire spool of these cords for much cheaper than you can buying the, barber cord set like on Etsy or at a yarn shop. So that's just an FYI that you can do that. So again, this is my Never sweater. I am almost ready to split for the sleeves. That's just what I was checking. This yarn is Wicked Purple from one of my, someone that I really like to watch on YouTube. And today she just loaded up a new episode. It's Sharon of Knit Style Yarns. And this is, I don't know if I said, this is Wicked Purple. This is my Never sweater by Copy Callie. She has two YouTubes. One is Copy Callie. The other one is More Copy Callie. You can purchase the yarn from Knit Style Yarns, and then knitstyleyarns.com. And then you can purchase the pattern from Etsy, and then I believe Copy Callie and her sisters and I think mother have a website, and you can also, I believe, purchase the pattern there. They also sell items that they've knit or crocheted. So it's an interesting look if you're just wanting to know what's going on. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is something that I'm really, really excited about. So, last month, because we're in May, so in early April, I went to Interweave in Loveland, Colorado. So it's just a titch over an hour away from us. And I did get a couple different yarns there, but the one that I really want to talk about is the one where I got to pick the colors to make the colorway. And just FYI, this is not a bargain brand. This is definitely a luxury brand. And it didn't really take very long to get here. And the person who packaged my yarn and sent it to me, they also sent me a complimentary skein of yarn, and so I've given that one already to my mother. Just FYI, I have both boys in the bedroom with me right now, and one's sleeping and the other one is complaining. You might hear some barking, but hopefully it won't be too distracting. And I do have my window open, so we're going to get some traffic noise per usual. So this company, and pardon me if I mispronounce this, I don't want to mispronounce anybody's name or the company name, so if I do, I sincerely apologize. So this is Yak Cashmere, Ming Jin Trading Co. Limited. So the person that I got to meet at Interweave, was Jin Wang, the manager. And she was wearing a very pretty scarf and had several different, several different samples. And they had different yarns. They're not all the yak and cashmere combined. Some of it is, I believe, had some cotton in it. I mean, they had different blends. But I really wanted some floof, purple and kind of pinkish. So the brand of yarn is called Yak Cashmere, and I'm going to spell it to you because I could be saying it wrong. Yakashmere. It's Inner Mongolian cashmere and Tibetan yak and linen. If you want to contact the company, you can go to their website, and I'm going to put this below too. It's www.yakashmere.com, or you can send them an email, which I'll also put down low, info@yakcashmere.com. So I am going to try and show you the business card. There we go. Hopefully it's not backwards for you guys. Hopefully it's the correct way. Either way, I'm going to put the information down below. Okay, so now that I've talked about Jen, she was very good at communicating with me and letting me know when the yarn was on its way. And I just had a pleasant experience with this company. If I understand right, and I could be wrong, but I think that Jen handles the more of the yarn side of it, and then her other partner, who I think is Min, but I could be wrong on that, is the person that designs all of their knitwear pieces that are designed specifically to use this yarn, or the yarns that they create. So this massive cone is absolutely beautiful. So this is definitely a lace weight. It is technically 2 yarns spun around each other. So I don't know if you can tell on camera or not, but there are there's purple and some pink, and the way it blends kind of almost makes it a little makes it seem like there might be a little bit of silver in there. So this is 800 grams. Again, we say 800 grams of the yak cashmere. And so the breakdown on it, they call it brushed silky cashmere. The breakdown is 77%. I told you wrong. It's 77% cashmere and 23% silk. That's right. Because I went for one like the like she had on the table. I didn't like the colors that she had, but I was able to purchase this. I thought it was yak and cashmere, but it's cashmere and silk, which will work out either way. I'm not a big floof person, so this is going to last me a long time. And I'm really excited because I really like the colors, and I think that it will work up really well. I think I might end up making or at least trying to make a ranunculus again. I've tried that a couple of times, and I can't ever get it to look quite right, but this might help. Do you want to come up and see it, huh? Does Humphrey boy want to come up and sit with Mama? Oh, yes. Has it been a hard day? So, you may or may not know, but this is my baby. His name is Humphreys. Yes, it's plural, like Mr. Humphreys off of Are You Being Served, which was an old British, like 30-minute, not really drama, kind of more comedy or dramedy. But I always loved what, oh, please, thank you. I always liked watching Mr. Humphreys, because he was definitely, very vibrant, and just the way that person played that character was spot on. I also liked Mrs. Slocum, and I liked Mr. Granger, the young Mr. Granger, who was really, really old, but that was kind of part of the joke. So that was a show that I really enjoyed. Oh, that's a big yawn. Yes, that's a big yawn. And so that's how Humphreys got his name. I probably should have named him Tank, though, because he's definitely a take the world by its horns type of dog. He's very, very independent. Very loving, too, just very independent. And Watson, my old man, who's in bed already, he's usually my cuddle bug. But we're getting close to the time that we do nighttime meds, and so that's usually when Humphreys comes in with me, and then he's my cuddle bug. During the daytime, he is all over the place. It's been nice enough outside that we can leave the doors open, and we have a doggy door, and he can just go outside and protect the yard and protect the neighborhood, and lay in the sunshine. He's kind of funny, and some dachshunds do this, some don't, but he'll get out there in the sunshine and he'll lay on his back and let the sun just warm his whole belly with his feet up in the air, eyes closed, just as happy as a lark. He's the only one of the 3 dogs that does that, and that's fine, because each one of them has their own little quirks. Oh, yes, you're such a sweet baby. So those were the 2 things that I wanted to talk about, was my Never sweater. I think I'm going to do another 10 rounds, because I should say that my gauge is quite different from hers. And so although I am following the pattern, I have to stop things a little bit sooner, because I'm using 2 strands of Wicked instead of 1 strand of Wicked and then 1 strand of like a mohair or alpaca. Like I said, I'm not really a floof person. Most of my yarns don't have floof. And I haven't knitted a whole lot with floof. In fact, I've only knitted with, hi, yes, you're a very good boy. Thank you. I've only knitted, you're okay. I've only knitted with, Surrey alpaca. No, alpaca silk, that's what it was. And that was okay, but I ended up using more than I thought I should have. But I figured out what I had done wrong and why I ended up using more than what I should have. I was trying to be smart and cut down some steps for myself. And I thought, well, I'll just wind both yarns together at one time. Not a good idea, because the silk alpaca was spinning around the the merino that I was knitting, or that I was caking up. And so I put a lot more floof in there than I should have. I should have caked them up separately and then knit with them, because I would not have used as much floof. But it was a learning experience, and it did not go to waste. I made socks and ear warmers for my mom. Well, a ear band of ear warm, kind of like a headband, but it's to go over her ears, because her ears do get cold. What else? But that's really the only thing that I've knit with that had floof. I've worked with a couple of acrylic yarns that have fake floof, and back when I was just crocheting, before I started knitting, and they would get so darn tangled up that, like, if you had to frog backwards, it was not fun. And so I ended up using them in simple projects like blankets, where I could do like a granny square, or I could do corner to corner, which then I didn't have to rip back. I knew I wouldn't have to rip back, and so it wasn't an issue. I don't mind yarns that have some halo, but I am not really interested. Oh, did you see yourself? Yeah, you're on camera too. Thank you, Humphreys. You're on camera too. I don't know. I like the wools that I've been working with. I also like cotton blends and wool blends that have acrylic in them, or cotton blends that have acrylic in them. And the reason that I like them, which is probably somewhat controversial, although hopefully not too much, is twofold. First, they're not going to stain. They're just not. I've got all kinds of stuff on my clothes made out of like acrylic blends. Don't get nothing stains them. And number two, they can be washed and dried in a normal washer and dryer. So there's no special care for them. And so for me, sometimes, well, a lot of times, that's what I kind of gravitate towards, is stuff that I know that's going to be simple to wash and dry, and that I don't typically have to quote unquote block, because when you have that much acrylic in it, it's going to hold whatever shape it started. Like if you make a cardigan, it's going to pretty much kind of stay in that cardigan shape. If you make a hat, same thing. I do make wool hats, sometimes for myself, sometimes for my mom, making socks, of course. And when I make socks for myself, I make them out of acrylic. And I know that there's probably a lot of designers and a lot of knitters out there going, oh my God, my heart, right? But if I'm going to knit myself a pair of socks, it's got to be something that can go in the washer and dryer. It's got to be something that if I walk through them and like get a hole or something, it's easy to fix and mend. Plus, like if I use the whole ball of yarn on one set of socks, which typically I don't, but if I did, it's very easy to get the exact same colorway. And there's no difference in the colors. Whereas when you're working with a lot of the yarns that I've worked with, especially more recently, you can't necessarily get the exact same colorway. It's going to be very similar, but it's not going to be the exact same. Sometimes that's okay. A lot of times I'm okay with that because I'm not looking for conformity. But I think most knitters want that conformity. So yeah, it just kind of depends on what works really well for you. Okie dokies, I am going to stop my blathering and I am going to. Uh oh. What did I do with it? There it is. I am going to put my stitches back on my needle and get things going again. Would you mind moving over for Mom? Or are you just going to stay right? Oh, you're going to stay right there. Well, okie dokies. That's fine. So serious, little boy. Yeah, so serious. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. You're so helpful. Mm-hmm. Yes, you're very helpful. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Am I taking too long? Am I? Oh my goodness. Did you hear Bella out there? Is that what you heard? Okay. Well, I hope that you all didn't mind the really big chatter in the beginning. And I hope that you all have a great rest of your day or week or weekend. As you can hear, Humphreys is ready to go outside again. So my mantra, or my words of kindness that I'd like you to remember, because sometimes in the hustle and bustle and, you know, the stuff that's going on in the world, we can forget this stuff. You matter. You are wanted, you are needed. You matter. Please be kind to everyone, including yourself. Bye.